Hello, this is Tara Sweeney with West Coast Industrial Solutions Magazine. I sat down with Janelle Ozeran, the board director and executive director of Ideaworks, a makerspace in downtown Fresno, California, to discuss Ideaworks. Ozeran helps put makerspaces in perspective and outlines what makes Ideaworks different from the other types of makerspaces available in Fresno, California. I hope you enjoy this bit of our interview and that you can gain further insight beyond the article in our January to March 2020 quarterly on how makerspaces are revolutionizing manufacturing and revitalizing the workforce. Thank you for reading, and thank you for listening. As a makerspace, you also cover hackerspaces and fab labs, which are typically considered another section of that.
So I think, like I said, a place like Root Access. So the founders, Derek Payton and Andrew Runner, Andrew was an Ideaworks member, and he really saw a need, I think, for a more dedicated hackerspace. Because at that time we were in the warehouse next door and there just wasn't a good clean space for electronics, which is a real concern.
Especially with wood shop and
exactly, clay dust and sawdust and all that. So he really saw that there was a need for a more dedicated, computer geeky kind of coding and hacking and stuff space. So I think that was the impetus for kind of spinning off and starting something new. And so they've been able to provide that. And it's cool. I mean, there's room for everybody, so that space has a different personality, maybe is the right way to say it, than Ideaworks. So we have people doing some of that stuff too, but they've been able to focus on it.
Right.
And Fab Labs I'm less familiar with, but I think they tend to be more interested in like helping people specifically maybe prototyping and developing a project. And we do have people now and then who want to know like if we can help them with a patent application or something like that, which we can certainly introduce you though to the tools and the concepts, the design concepts, and get someone to help you or collaborate with you. But the real business development part of it we can't do yet. We do have a fellow who comes in here all the time to make his own gears in the 3D print lab for whatever kind of machinery he works with, and he's just one that I'm thinking of right now, but there are other people definitely who are machining parts or building things or starting their own little business. We can't let a member run their business out of Ideaworks because we are a nonprofit. So you can't come in here and use this as your manufacturing plant is what I meant. That would be an unfair business practice too, because our membership is very low.
Right.
But yes, the prototyping, the getting started, the refining, the designs and that sort of thing, absolutely we do that. Yeah.
And that's what I figured would be great for any companies nearby.
Yeah.
Because not only are you educating younger generations, especially when vocational training is lower than it has been, it provides an outside of school extracurricular area that they can learn trades. And then if a company were to partner with you, they would be able to both get the benefit of supporting an educational initiative so that they have more employees in the future because there's going to be trained people. And then their current employees would be able to innovate and play around in their off time, hone their skills here.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you could even partner with them to have one of their skilled tradespeople teach classes here.
So. And yes, absolutely. And we do need more instructors. And we also can take on small jobs as an entity. We've had artists or other nonprofits who need a lot of something cut on the CNC router or something like that. So that's a little bit of revenue for the shop. It's not our mission to do that, but we'd rather teach someone to do it themselves and give them access to the tools. And people, we do have artists here who do their work here and can vend their work. It just the nonprofit thing, we just have to make sure that's not a certain proportion of somebody's total income. But so for the most part, we're hobbyists. We do have to be careful, like I said, because of our nonprofit status. But I think that potential to learn the skills and collaborate and have access to tools to develop an idea is priceless. And we work really hard to keep our membership low. If you look at the costs of memberships to nonprofit makerspaces all over the country, ours is very, very low for such a comprehensive space. Probably can't stay that way for too much longer because we basically never increased it, but we're proud of that too. It helps indicate that no one's here to get rich or take over downtown or anything like that. We just want to provide this opportunity for people to come in and get their hands dirty and try something new, learn a new skill, and not be afraid to innovate and create.
That concludes this section of the interview. Feel free to continue reading the article on Makerspaces or listen to other sections of this interview and interviews with other examples of Makerspaces in Fresno, California. Thank you for reading, and thank you for listening.